Tom Hausman for the investment firm of Smith Barney.
Is bigger better? Smith Barney has always believed in substance over size, a nimble mind, a watchful eye, and the ability to move swiftly. In a changing environment, it's a matter of brains, not brawn. Smith Barney, they make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
Boys, it's time for dear old Mom to tie on her apron and develop a new snack. A snack that's 100% natural, like grapes. A snack that's bite-sized.
Like grapes?
A snack in various flavors.
Like grapes?
Low in sodium, low in calories.
Like grapes?
A snack in a convenient package. A snack that tastes as good as...
Grapes!
Whoever invented grapes must have been a genius.
As Robin might say, holy inflation, Batman. The Cape Crusader won't be driving the Batmobile around anymore. It was sold for $64,000 this weekend at a rare car auction near Chicago. And if that's not bad enough, the Batcycle from the 1960s TV series went for an additional $10,000. Batman and the Boy Wonder will just have to thumb rides or hoof it from now on. The Social Security Administration has been tightening its standards for eligibility for benefits, but now it may have gone too far. A man in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, recently received a letter from Social Security officials. It was addressed to his late mother and read, "We've received a report you may be deceased. Please come in with proof of identity." Social Security officials have apologized, saying such letters are definitely not policy. The recipient says his mother had a great sense of humor and would probably have gotten a big kick out of it. What city has the best drinking water in North America? Well, officials from New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, Seattle, Dallas, and Toronto may not agree, but the winner is New Orleans. At least that's what these three experts who have sampled the water in the 8 cities have decided. One judge noted that New Orleans water comes from the Mississippi River, which has failed federal tests for carcinogen levels, but he rationalized safe doesn't have anything to do with taste. Here's a man with a lot of good taste, Joe Whitty.
Well, excuse me. Thank you, Connie. I think I would go for safe in this case. The hot weather will continue on the East Coast, so it might be a good day to head for the beach, though I expect a lot of you will be welcoming a chance to go back to work with the hot, high humidities going for the 5th day in a row on the eastern side of the seaboard. You see temperatures in the mid-90s, and everybody trying to cool off here and there. Yes, high temperatures today in the 90s, very hot and humid. You say, why the heat? The Bermuda High is anchored right off the eastern seaboard, continues to act just as a giant heat pump, and it will continue to do this through most of the week. There'll be a slight relief on Tuesday for the northeast section of the country, but only slight. There's been some severe weather during the past 24 hours over portions of Texas with some heavy rains and tornadoes, and you expect some of that severe weather to spread northeastward today. Watch out for strong thunderstorms moving towards the northeast again today. And you see a few scattered showers over the northwest, over the northern Rockies, but cooler air, slightly cooler air moving over the Great Lakes, trying to move down towards the northeastern seaboard. A brief relief tomorrow, and then it's all gone. Back to the heat and humidity by Wednesday. More heat along most of the eastern seaboard. And how about the week ahead? The relief in the northeast, only brief, hazy and hot throughout the northeast for most of the week. Wish I had better news for you. Connie?
Now let's go to Jane Pauley and find out if she's keeping cool. Jane?
Good morning, Connie. Not hardly. This morning we'll be talking with the Iranian ambassador to the United Nations, and we'll find out what's hot in the world of British fashion. We'll also begin a 3-part series of interviews with Jerry Lewis, who will tell us about a new honor bestowed on him. And we'll hear from 2 authors of what some are calling the most candid of the Kennedy books and find out how to test a baby for intelligence. We'll also hear from one of the country's favorite radio stars, Norman Knight. Still to come, Connie, on Today.
Who was that again, that last one?
Norman Knight.
I have to say I'm going to have to watch that because I don't know about him. That's our news, Jane. Thank you. We'll be joining you, and John Palmer will be watching on the Today program. And we'll see you tomorrow here on NBC News at Sunrise. I'm Connie Chung. Thanks for joining us.
I'm John Palmer. We'll have a special segment from Afghanistan on faith, determination, and the rebel resistance against the Soviets, tonight on NBC Nightly News.
Senator Boschwitz, you've done so much But what you did for Social Security is the finest thing of all.
Caring enough to help save Social Security goes back to just 6 months after Rudy Boschwitz became our senator. Long before government action, he immediately saw the need to review the system and called for Congress to act. In the spring of '81, he launches his own study and tells the president that problems must be solved in a bipartisan manner. And after the National Bipartisan Commission is formed, Boschwitz unveils his own 19-point program and takes his ideas to the people. Finally, on March 24th, 1983, the Social Security amendments are passed by the House and Senate, and 7 of the reforms outlined by Senator Boschwitz are included in the final passage. Now the trustees report that the integrity of the Social Security funds is restored. It's good to know that someone is watching out for our security, and that when we need him, Senator Boschwitz comes through.
WTCN TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Hello, I'm Wendy Osmond from Fort Snelling. Good morning, 11 Country.
Twin City Section Center. News 11 Sunrise, your new choice for news.
Well, good morning, and thanks for sharing Sunrise with us. I'm Marty Burns-Wolf.
And I'm Dale Shornack. Leading News 11 this sunrise, the suspect held for setting off 24 pipe bombs may be charged today.
The U.S. Attorney's Office says the suspect may have to make his appearance before judges from his hospital room. Amy Powell has more on the story.
Marty, Earl Stephen Carr remains hospitalized at St. Paul Ramsey Hospital, suffering from first and second-degree burns. Authorities hope to have him make a court appearance today or tomorrow to face charges in connection with the pipe bombs they believe he planted in Minnesota, Illinois, and Wisconsin. In a copyright story in Sunday's Des Moines Register, Carr denied responsibility for the bombs, claiming that he was set up. Carr says he was headed for Des Moines on Friday when a bomb went off in his rented car in a Mason City parking lot. Authorities say items found in the auto and in Carr's room at a Minneapolis boarding house led to his arrest. For Sunrise, Amy Powell, News 11, Minneapolis.
And police aren't positive our area is clear of pipe bombs, so if you see anything suspicious, stay away and call the police.
6:32 is our time. We now have 57 degrees in the Twin Cities, and police this morning are still investigating a homicide on Minneapolis's West Bank. James Trato was found shot to death by a maintenance man yesterday afternoon at his apartment on South 2nd Street. Trato died of multiple gunshot wounds to the head and body. An autopsy will be performed today. Police believe a suspect took off in Trato's car, described as a 1983 Ford Thunderbird. The car is dark blue and has Minnesota license plates NKE 507. Police believe the occupants of the car are armed and dangerous. If you see this car, call 911 immediately.
Serious crime in the U.S. is down by 7%, according to the Justice Department. It was the second year that major crime has declined. The biggest drops in the rates are personal larceny and household burglary. Those crimes are at record lows.
Well, residents of Barneveld, Wisconsin are clearing away the wreckage from Friday's tornado today. Governor Tony Earl will push hard for nearly $6 million in federal aid for that town. Melissa Young has the story.
Dale, this morning, the heavy cranes and bulldozers will be rolling into Barneveld to begin hauling out the pieces of buildings and lives that were left in the wake of Friday's deadly tornado. The break in the weather has helped out cleanup crews, and most of the debris should be cleared by midweek. But it will take years before the lives that were wrecked here are back to normal, if they ever are. The rebuilding process will be accelerated if the federal government approves a request for emergency aid.
We are in need of the federal assistance for the people. Without that, this small village of 600 is going to be left with the problem of trying to put their village back together.
If the government does not declare this portion of southern Wisconsin a disaster area, businesses will not be eligible for any federal money to help pay the high cost of rebuilding. nor will individual homeowners. And people forced out of work by the storm could miss out on unemployment benefits. Local officials say they hope to have an answer from the feds early this week. For Sunrise, Melissa Young, News 11, Barneveld, Wisconsin.
And a Dodgeville, Wisconsin bank is taking donations for the townspeople of Barneveld. Write to Strong Bank, 302 North Iowa Street, Dodgeville, Wisconsin, zip code 53533. An incredible story.
It
The
sure
town
is.
struggling to come back.
It sure is.
Well, coming up next, our sunrise forecast from meteorologist Joe Dandria.
And Jeff Passolt will be along with all the sports when we come back.
June 17th, be there.
When I was growing up, I didn't spend all my time playing tennis. I also had my share of chores, like washing the family car. Now I'm breaking in my replacement. Kids today don't really realize how easy they've got it. You see, we have a JetX.
That's right, Jimmy. JetX is a scientifically engineered power spray washer. Simply attach it to your regular garden hose. Pour in super concentrated JetX suds, specially formulated for cold water to dig through dirt and grime. Open the valve to liquid, and the patented JetX produces a tremendous water acceleration that's 20 times faster than normal. A power-packed spray that washes second-story windows squeaky clean, even through the screens, while you're still safe and comfortable on the ground. Change from the jet tip to the fan tip, and you're ready to wash your car just as easily. Power spray on the suds, rinse, and you've got a professional-looking car wash job in just 5 minutes. Fill your JetX sprayer with JetX wax to give your car a beautiful, high-luster shine. It's perfect for cleaning vans and campers, mobile homes, motorcycles and boats, clean wood or aluminum siding, driveways, outdoor furniture, and even those dirty trash cans.
It does all that and more, so take it from a pro. Get a JetX. Now I can spend all my time playing tennis.
Yes, you too can spray wash like a pro. It's fast and easy with JetX.
Look for the Standard or Deluxe JetX, now available at all Crown Auto stores, all Alco stores, Champion Auto stores, and Holiday stores.
24 minutes now before the hour of 7 o'clock, 57 degrees in the Twin Cities. Judges in the first International Water Tasting Challenge sipped and sniffed tap water as if it were a fine wine. They sampled tap water from 7 different cities, and after luring the aroma into their nostrils and rolling the liquid gently over their tongues, they declared New Orleans City tap water to be the clear winner. Twin Cities water was not in that competition. Well, the water in Lake Calhoun might still be hazardous to your health. Test results are expected in today that will decide whether swimmers will be allowed to go back into the lake. Calhoun was closed after last Thursday's rainstorm when runoff blew the cap off of the sewer access, allowing raw sewage to flow into Lake Calhoun. Fortunately, the weather for swimming has not been all that great the last few days, so not too many people have missed out.
That's true, but we look like we have some sunshine on the way for the first time in a while. Joe Dandry is here to tell us whether or not that's the case.
That's right, Marty, Dale. They're just starting to break up right now, the clouds, that is. So I don't really think you're going to need an umbrella or a raincoat to head into work this morning, but you may need one by this afternoon. Let's check out the current readings in the Twin Cities. As of 6 o'clock anyway, a cloudy sky. The temperature is 57, and the dew point very high as well at 55, so that means the humidity is way up, 93%. The winds are out of the south right now at 7. The pressure is beginning to rise, 30.17 inches. Our almanac today, we had no precipitation actually over the last 24 hours. That should read none. 77 and 45 are our averages. The sun sets this evening at nearly 9 o'clock. Well, as I said, the sun is beginning to break through over portions of the Twin Cities area. You can see just a few patches of blue outside right now. They should continue to expand. A little bit of sunshine for this morning, but there is some rain on the way. Checking around the nation right now, we are expecting that is a lot of sunshine and extremely hot temperatures over much of the eastern seaboard once again, and also much of the deep south. Dry and sunny conditions look like it's going to be the rule. Further to the west, some storms are already beginning to form through the central plains. Those are the storms we're going to be watching very closely. Out to the north and west, rainy, cool conditions over much of the Pacific Northwest and hot in the southwest. Now let's get a little closer look at those storms. A radar right now indicating heavy shower and thunderstorm activity as close as the Sioux Falls area, stretching toward here in South Dakota. This is going to begin drifting in a northeasterly direction. The view from space will show that storm center swirling away over the central United States. 2 centers now, one in the southern part of Montana, another one in northern Colorado. Here's the warm front that will be moving north, and as the high pressure moves off, it looks like we are going to be warming up just a little bit, and then also this chance of rain coming in from the southwest. Let's check out the forecast for the Twin Cities. Not looking too bad today. Some sunshine, but by later on this afternoon, a thunderstorm is possible. 70 to 75 for temperatures, southeasterly winds at 10 to 20. Tonight, thunderstorms are likely. Some may be heavy, with lows of 57 to 62 and a south wind at 10 to 20. And tomorrow's outlook, just a little bit better, partly cloudy, but we still have to throw in a chance of a thunderstorm, 77 to 82 with southwest winds at 12 to 22 miles an hour. So Marty Dale still in that stormy pattern. We're going to try and break out of it. Who knows, maybe next week.
Let's hope so.
We're doing it just a little bit at a time.
Little by little.
Okay, thanks a lot, Chip. Well, the Minnesota Twins' #1 draft choice will sign a multi-year contract with the ball club today. Shortstop Jay Bell from Tennessee will earn $110,000 a year.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jeff Passel. We start off Sunrise Sports with the Twins. Yesterday in Chicago, they broke a 2-game losing streak, bombing the White Sox 12-5. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from yesterday's game. The Twins took an early lead when Tom Brunansky sent one deep to center off Britt Burns. He got it up in the wind, and it was out of the park in Comiskey over the fence. Bruno's 7th home run of the year put the Twins up 3-zip, and Burns did not like that at all. Then in the 4th, the Twins erupted for 7 runs. Rookie Dave Myers singled to left, scoring Gary Gaetti. He comes in to score. Then Tim Laudner comes in to score, and the Twins went up 6-zip. And then Dave Ingles singled home 2 more runs. The Twins jumped out to a 10-0 lead, and even though Chicago added 3 homers late in the game, the Twins won at 12-5. Now it is on to Texas. In the NBA yesterday, the Los Angeles Lakers kept their hopes of winning the NBA championship alive with a come-from-behind win over Boston. The final from the Forum in L.A., Lakers 119, Celtics 108, tying the series at 3-all. We have some highlights from that one. The Celtics led most of the way, but late in the game, Los Angeles came on strong. This Magic Johnson to Byron Scott drive put the Lakers up for good. And who else? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar used the skyhook to score 30 points and lead the floor. Larry Bird had 28 for the Celtics, but the Lakers won it, forcing a 7th and final game Tuesday night in Boston. A capacity crowd jammed into the St. Paul Civic Center last night to see the latest edition of All-Star Wrestling action, and what a wild one it was. In this match, the Crusher and Nick Bockwinkel were slugging it out outside the ring. Finally, the Crusher said, "The heck with that, where's the chair?" And then he goes and gets the chair and lets Bockwinkel have it right in the noggin. Both men were disqualified, so we'll probably see a rematch. They also had a 20-man battle royale last night, and we'll have highlights of that on News 11 Sports tonight at 5. If you're going to try to get some fishing in today, our News 11 fish forecast looks encouraging. There's a good period throughout most of the morning and early in the afternoon with an excellent peak around noon. So, good luck. In sports today, the 3rd annual March of Dimes NFL Players Association golf tournament will take place at 1 this afternoon at Mendakota Country Club in St. Paul. Tom Ryther will be on hand, as well as myself and several local professional athletes. Come on out and join us, 1 p.m. at Mendakota Country Club in St. Paul. That's it for Sunrise Sports. I'm Jeff Passel.
Now, see, that'll give us something to do this afternoon.
Sure, and he calls it work. I mean,
yeah, really. Okay, when we return, we'll see how Twin Cities striking nurses are raising money.
And the morning business preview is just ahead on News 11 Sunrise.
Cool.
Cool.
Clear.
Clear.
Refreshing.
Refreshing.
Hot.
Hot.
Tasty.
Tasty.
Steaming.
Steaming.
Either way, it adds up to Glenwood Inglewood, spring or distilled waters.
Glenwood Inglewood, since 1884.
Friends, look who's guaranteeing low prices. Viking Chevrolet. Friendly. How about this car? Brand new. 1984 Chevrolet Impala. Oh, look at that price. $9,488. How about a Cavalier? Look at this, friends. Brand new 84 Cavalier station wagon. How about that payment? $49 down, $189 a month. Oh, look at this celebrity over here. Brand new 1984 Celebrity. Oh, $8,688. So what do? Let's pick the phone. Let's give us a call. We'll see you here.
7215357.
Learning visual communications starts with a number. 7215357 is the number of the School of Communication Arts, where you can learn photography, radio, TV broadcasting, and multimedia. Learn the skills for a career in visual communications. For career information, call 7215357. 7215357. The School of Communication Arts.
Join holiday travel on a trip of a lifetime to Australia, New Zealand, and Hawaii. This beautiful tour includes all transportation, first-class hotels, sightseeing, 30 meals, all taxes, and a professional escort. Tours depart the Twin Cities in October and March from $4,249. For a free brochure, call Holiday Travel in the Twin Cities. Free from any city in Minnesota. Dial 1-800-622-1622.
It's 6:44, and this is News 11 Sunrise. The Twin Cities nurses' strike is now in its 11th day, and for some, the financial pinch is beginning to hit. The sale of buttons and T-shirts has helped, and already the strike fund is $15,000 plus. But for the nurses, the effort to raise money is really an ongoing thing. That's why they've planned a benefit concert for this Wednesday. They hope to add $20,000 to their coffers.
A University of Minnesota economist says the 16 hospitals that are being struck are losing money, but not fast enough to force them to give in. Now, some of the hospitals are in a better financial position than others. And economist Roger Feldman says the hospitals that could hold out the longest in a strike are Idle, Abbott Northwestern, Fairview Southdale, and St. Joseph's. Feldman says the hospitals which are in the most weak financial position are North Memorial Medical Center, Downtown Fairview, St. Mary's, and Mount Sinai.
A 7-year-old Minneapolis boy died after he ran into traffic at I-94 in Hiawatha Avenue. Calvin James Saylor had been playing along the exit ramp before he ran into a southbound car. The boy died an hour after the accident.
And here's a traffic trouble spot to look out for on your way to work this morning. The Department of Transportation reports a lane closure on southbound I-35W at the Minnesota River Bridge south of Bloomington. If you're headed in that direction, you can surely count on a few delays.
Well, you can look for the Erlanger brand of beer on the shelves soon. This month, the Stroh Brewery plans to reintroduce Erlanger as a specialty brew. That brand of beer has been on the market, but it's been sagging in sales. For the rest of the morning business news, Dennis Stauffer.
Thank you. Thousands of Minnesota bankers gather at the Radisson St. Paul Hotel starting today for a 3-day convention. Representatives of the state's 750 banks will be talking about everything from computer technology to tax issues facing the banking industry. The Dow Jones Industrial Average will be at 1131.25 when the market opens today. It ended last week down slightly, but it's moved up significantly in the past couple of weeks. Farmers will be given an opportunity to make suggestions for future federal farm policy at a public hearing in La Crosse, Wisconsin today. The session is one of a series being held around the country by the House Agriculture Committee and its subcommittees in preparation for the General Farm Bill Congress will be considering next year. Members of the baby boom generation are outgrowing their blue jeans. Retailers say even designer jeans have become passé in the last 6 months or so. As consumers become more fashion conscious, die-hard dungaree makers are being forced to change their ways. The Levi Company, for one, reported unprecedented losses last year. Is the jeans industry really in danger of losing its shirt? Well, that's one of the things we'll be looking into today. We'll have a full report at 5. And today will be the first day at work for thousands of economically disadvantaged high school students. They begin 20-hour-a-week jobs under the Minneapolis Summer Jobs Program. The jobs pay $3.35 an hour and run until early August. I'm Dennis Stauffer. That's a look at the business world this sunrise.
Some hot words exchanged between President Reagan and Canada's Premier Pierre Trudeau. That story's ahead.
And consumer editor Mike Igo dips into his mailbag for an Action 11 report coming up.
See this precision milling and drilling machine at all Menard locations. Factory new and factory perfect, on sale for just $666, and the accessory kit is free. You get a 3.5-inch angle vise, a 1/2-inch chuck for drill shank bits, a cutter arbor, and 3-inch cutter for large milling jobs. All free when you buy the basic machine for only $666. This milling and drilling machine will pay for itself many times over. 5 speeds from 240 to 2,920 RPM. The table swivels 45 degrees right and left, and the column rotates a full 360 degrees. With added tools, you can make your own hard-to-find car replacement parts, even for a car like this. With precision accuracy within 1/1000th of an inch, this fantastic machine is wonderful for the craftsman, like this fine gunsmith who strives for perfection. Remember, right now, this precision milling and drilling machine is on sale for only $666, including the free accessory kit at your local Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
This is a nice home, but it does have a few problems.
ants, roaches, and other unwanted bugs. You know, that's not unusual. Any home can get bugs, especially this time of the year. If you have a pest problem at your home, give Bradley Exterminating a call. If we listed the fine homes just like yours that we've serviced, you'd be amazed. Give us a chance to amaze you. That's Bradley Exterminating. In the Twin Cities area, call 861-4161.
It's now about 10 minutes before the hour of 7 o'clock on News 11 Sunrise. President Ronald Reagan got a little hot under the collar in a meeting with Canadian Prime Minister over the weekend. Pierre Trudeau has been waging a personal campaign to improve relations with the Soviet Union, and apparently he needled Reagan for a little bit of help. Reagan reportedly took off his glasses and then shared a few four-letter words with the Canadian Prime Minister.
In this morning's Datelines, that East Coast heat wave continues. In New York and most of the Northeast, sweltering record temperatures were reported over the weekend. Muggy weather is forecast today for the eastern seaboard as thunderstorms approach. At least a half dozen cities broke high-temperature records as beaches were filled to capacity yesterday. Iran and Iraq have agreed to stop shelling at each other's civilian areas. The move comes in response to UN Secretary General Javier Perez de Cuellar, his request for a ceasefire. Meanwhile, attacks in the Persian Gulf continue. The Kuwaiti tanker was attacked early this morning from the air.
Every morning, consumer editor Mike Igo finds his mailbox stuffed with angry letters from consumers. In this Action 11 report, Mike answers two more problems he's been getting a lot of mail on.
We received quite a few comments on our story about Beatrice Bailey, the company that promised to sell you this booklet that supposedly had specific information about researching your family tree. In fact, it only contained general information that you can get elsewhere for free. You asked us again about the other family tree booklet you can get for just a couple of postage stamps. By sending along a self-addressed stamped envelope to Suggestions for Beginners in Genealogy, National Genealogical Society, 1921 Sunderland Place Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20036-1674. One more time.
Next questions from the mailbag deal with the confusion over Minnesota's property tax refund. So let's try to get it straight once and for all. If you earn less than $50,000 and your property tax increased by more than 20% last year, you probably do have a refund coming. So if you'd like more information, you can call the Minnesota Department of Revenue at 296-3781. The number once again is 296-3781. The final question we get asked a lot. How can you get Action 11 to help, and how much does it cost? Well, that's an easy one. Action 11 is a free service that we're happy to provide. All you have to do is send us a letter about your problem. Give us complete details, and if there's any money involved, send us a Xerox copy of your canceled check or receipt. And the address is Action 11, 441 Boone Avenue North, Minneapolis, 55427. This is Mike Igo, Action 11.
But we like the easy ones on a Monday morning. Well, here's a little story that you may remember from a few years back. It's sort of an update. The Batmobile from the Batman TV show. The car was on the auction block in Chicago this weekend, and zowie whap, it sold for $64,000. The proud owner is a fellow from Bristol, Virginia. He also bought the Bat Cycle for a cool $10,000.
Okay. Coming up, we'll recap this morning's top stories.
Along with a final word on the weather. Stay with us.
Hello. I like the Remington microscreen shaver so much, I bought the company. It shaves as close as a blade, or I'll give you your money back. Right now, Snyder drugstores have terrific values on all Remington shavers, as well as the new Remington Home Haircut Kit. Lightweight, easy to use, you can save lots of money. Also at Snyder Drug, these quality Remington belts with high-style buckle and these beautiful fashion neckties, they're machine washable. For total grooming and super Remington buys, come to Snyder drugstores.
This week, your local Admiral dealers are flash freezing prices on the most innovative and revolutionary refrigerators and freezers ever introduced. Ultra Freeze, the new freezer that flash freezes food twice as fast, locking in freshness. Save up to $100 on Admiral's innovative refrigerators with ice cream makers, ice and water through the door, wine racks, and other exclusive entertainment features. Admiral refrigerators and freezers. Innovative, exciting, and on sale now at
at AABC Appliance and Heating Minneapolis and Flicker TV and Appliance Monticello and Buffalo.
Would you believe you can take delivery of a used car or truck right here at the new Southdale Ford for as little as $88 down? Look at this example. A 1980 Chevette, $88 down, $68 a month. Or let me show you something else like this 1980 Chevy Citation, $1,988. Or just bring me $88 down and you can put it in your driveway right now for $68 a month. Hard to believe? Well, believe it. Right here at the new Southdale Ford. Put your family in your trade and come on down today.
Once again, the top stories this sunrise include pipe bombs, tornado aftermath, a murder suspect, and striking nurses.
First, the pipe bombs. Earl Stephen Carr, the 24-year-old man held in connection for planting pipe bombs across the Midwest, may make his first appearance before a judge today, and that appearance may be in his hospital room. Carr was arrested after his rental car blew up in Iowa. He is now hospitalized in St. Paul for injuries suffered in that blast. Survivors of that devastating tornado in Barnville, Wisconsin, will take a break from cleanup efforts to pay respects to those who died in the twister. Funeral services will be held for the first of 9 victims today. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's governor will ask for the federal government to give them nearly $6 million in aid.
Police will continue their investigation of a West Bank, Minneapolis homicide. James Trado was found dead of multiple gunshot wounds at his South 2nd Street apartment yesterday. Meantime, police are issuing an all-points bulletin for the victim's Ford Thunderbird, in which the suspects may be driving. And it's day 11 in the Twin Cities nurses strike. Many nurses are feeling the pinch now, so they're selling things like buttons and T-shirts to raise money.
Well, it's just about 5 before the hour right now, and we know the temperature is hovering somewhere around 57, do I say? Yeah, let's hope it's going to warm up to a lot more than that. Joe Dandry is here for the last weather check.
No, I believe it's Janet Mason with Dave Look
sorry about
in the
that.
newsroom.
Sorry about that. You're entirely correct. Hi, Janet.
Good morning, Marty and Dale. In today's day book, more than 1,400 Minnesota bankers will converge at the Radisson Hotel in St. Paul to kick off their 3-day convention. Also in the day book, a little girl from South Carolina will undergo a rare surgical procedure at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. She will have one of the valves in her heart replaced with a valve from a pig's heart. And the pipe bombing suspect may be charged today. All these stories and more on News 11 at 5. Back to you.
Thanks, Janet. Now can we go to Joe?
You piqued my curiosity.
Now we can go to Joe.
have to hear the forecast.
Hi, Joe. We know you're there.
Marty, Dale, the clouds that are over the Twin Cities right now should break up a little bit. We expect some sunshine this morning, but off to our southwest, heavy showers and thunderstorms are building into Nebraska and South Dakota, moving northeast. There could be a shower later today. The forecast for the Twin Cities calling for some sun, a possible thunderstorm by the time you head home this evening, and 70 to 75.
Not a bad day in store.
We can enjoy that, too. Now we're going to be having our afternoons and evenings free.
That's true. In case I have dessert for your dinner. I want you to take a look here. The folks at someone just magically brought a beautiful cake in for our first sunrise.
You're not going to take credit for that?
No, I can't. I take credit for this one, but I'll tell you, it looks like an awful lot of sugar for this early in the morning for me.
Well, I tell you what, we'll take credit for News 11 Sunrise and WTCN, and Gannett will take credit for a brand new show on
That's
WTCN
great, and
TV.
we know where the crew is going to be headed after this show is over.
And everybody who watched gets a piece, too. Thanks for joining us this morning. Tonight at 5 o'clock and at 10, join Paul Majors and Diana Pierce for News 11.
We hope you have a good day, and we leave you now with a live shot of the weather you're going to encounter this Monday. Have a good one.